Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Shadow Tyranitar in the Willpower Cup. This is going to be my final video for this cup. I know the current cups were not as exciting for a lot of people. I actually thought the Mega Must League would be a little bit more exciting. This is also, by the way, a league that's going to come back again later on this season. But yeah, Willpower Cup is going to be the final video here for today. We're going to have some interesting content coming up as well. We're going to have top teams coming up for the Great League later on today. We're going to have also for tomorrow do Dance Bus release, which is going to be interesting. So definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel if you're interested in keeping up to date in GO Battle League content. There's a lot to come up right now as well. And of course, the best thing about the season is the game actually works. But yeah, today we're going to have a very spicy pick that honestly worked out so well for me. We're going to have here the Shadow Tyranitar as our closer. And of course, there is a target that we all have with this Pokemon, which is going to be that Mandibuzz. But this team itself worked out really well together, especially thanks to Rapidash being such an amazing save-up in this current meta. As you see the Mega Horn landing here, we're going to have that Mandibuzz against our Tyranitar, and this is the worst possible matchup for this Pokemon, as we will be able to now knock them out. But of course, we're going to have some more targets, like the Murkrow here as well. Murkrow is going to be a great target for us to try to hit with the Tyranitar. We're going to have the Sableye, which honestly would be also a great matchup for us. But as you see here, I actually decided to use a shield. I'm not too sure if this was a smart decision here at the end of the day. I want to go for the Mega Horn to either align myself or get the final shield in order to get more energy with my Tyranitar later on then. Not too sure if this was the smartest one. I decided to go into my into my Claydol here in order to take a little bit of an energy from the opponent. And I'm going to try to go for the full smack down with our Tyranitar. We use a shield against the opponent. It's going to be the foul play, which would have been resisted, but of course everything kind of does a lot of damage against the Tyranitar. And sadly, we will see here the Pawniard coming in. They go for the excellent time, knocking us out. And with that, we don't have a chance of winning this battle. We kind of got walled there. But honestly, this team worked out so well, and especially because of Tyranitar. Tyranitar is able here to completely lock on down this Mandibuzz. Like, this Pokemon has no potential option here to knock us out or anything in this, because we have only resisted damage incoming from the opponent. But not only this, Tyranitar has a crazy good attack stat as well, which means now, with all the energy that we have stored from just farming down a Mandibuzz, we are going to be able to take down some of the Pokemon here most likely with us. We're going to have the Pawniard coming in, having to take a Brutal Swing here, not too much damage to be fair, but then we still have that Stone Edge, and Stone Edge is doing so much more damage. Being a stab or rock type move, it's still going to be resisted, but look at the damage here. This is amazing. We're going to have now the Murkrow up against the Rapidash, and we have super effective fast move pressure. We're going to outspeed them with the Rapidash as well, which is the main important thing here as well, as we're going to have that Body Slam, which is just cheaper than the Drill Peck or the opponent's foul play there. And as you're going to see, Drill Peck is coming through. We are going to be able to just go for the full farm down against the opponent. And with that, we are going to be able to guarantee a win in this battle here, as the Body Slam is going to take down that Pawniard. Next up, we're going to have the Incineroar against us, and we're going to have two great Pokemon for this one. We're going to have here also the Sableye coming in, and we're going to have our Tyranitar, which is going to have a great time here against the opponent. In comes that foul play. We're going to be able to shield the move up, and we can go for our own Brutal Swing against the opponent. This is going to allow us to get the shield from them there as well. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for that shield. It is going to be a foul play coming through, and we have the full farm done here. There is going to be now a lot of energy already on our Tyranitar. They're going to go into their Incineroar. We're going to go for the bait here. I hope they shield. I'm not too sure if they're going to do. They don't do that, and we swap out into the Claydol, trying to kind of trap the opponent in there. But as you're going to see, they swap out into the Mandibuzz. But while this is going to be a flying type against ground type Pokemon, it is not too bad for us. We are going to have here, of course, access to that move, our Rock Tomb, and Rock Tomb will allow us to get that drop onto the attack of the Mandibuzz. And this makes this matchup so much more difficult for the opponent, and we will be able to score that final shield from them, and we can go into our Rapidash to knock out that Incineroar with a Body Slam. Incineroar, all the energy it had stored is gonna go to waste, and we're gonna have now the Rapidash up against the Mandibuzz from the opponent, and this is looking so much better now. The foul play is going to connect against us. It's actually going to be able to maybe even knock us out here, but I'm not too worried at all. We still have the Tyranitar. We still even have the Body Slam here. We're going to have still the Claydol very close to another charge move. There's not a lot that they can do here. We have now that Scorching Sands coming in. Sorry, I just connected to BM my opponent there. I know, of course, it's going to be the double resisted hit, but if it's also enough, why not go for it? And so we can move on to the next opponent. We will face the Malamar against us, which is going to run the move Peck. Was a Pokemon that was on my list as well to showcase for this cup. Would have been a cool video as well, maybe. But then again, I don't know, like the hype towards this cup wasn't really there, which is also understandable. It is early on into the season. No one hit Legend yet. I think the first player hit Expert today, which is cool as well. But that's basically it so far, like nobody is Legend yet. So there's going to be a little bit more interest, I think, towards some top teams as well, when it's actually a little bit more mattering there. But as you can see here, we're going to have the Claydol against Claydol. I think I lagged turn there. I'm actually kind of close, by the way, with this team towards the veteran rank, which is kind of cool. I do think that I'm going to have a little bit of a better season this season compared to last one, because A, I like the meta way more than last season, and B, the lag is not as strong there as it was last season as well. I lost so many battles due to, yeah, the one turn lag there, and this is all gone now, which makes it so much easier for me to play. I'm so much more excited now to play as well, especially for the Great League. I have a lot of ideas I want to showcase as well, so definitely stay tuned for... Especially like, yeah, tomorrow, Great League is coming back. I'm also going to mainly showcase, though, some battles on a Wednesday, because League changes for me at 10 p.m. in the evening, and I have to wake up every morning at 6 a.m. So, yeah, this is a bit more tricky. But as you can see here, we're going to have another charge move coming through from our Tyranitar, and with that, we're going to be able to get the KO against the Claydol. And so even counters for the Tyranitar are not really a counter if we have energy on this Pokemon. And so this is the thing about Tyranitar as well in this meta. You're going to actually have a lot of very good matchups that you maybe wouldn't really expect in the beginning, because, yeah, maybe on paper they don't really look that great, but if you get into those scenarios where you're gonna get that energy on this Pokemon, it can be deadly for the backline. There's going to be a lot of times Pokemon that just cannot deal with it. And here we're going to have the Eradicate, and I want to get the drop first before I swap into this Pokemon, because what we see here now is going to be a Crunch coming through that barely does any damage, but they're going to get the defense drop onto us, and this is going to be quite crucial, to the point where I actually decide to still use a shield. This is a bit of a risky play, don't get me wrong, I fully understand it. I want to hit the Stone Edge though, which is gonna get shielded, which is alright though. I get the shield from the opponent. I can still take a hit on my Claydol, but I'm still going to be able to go for that Scorching Sands. That's exactly why I decided to go for that, because now the opponent goes down. We are going to have here still our Eradicate against us. That's going to be okay, because we still have our Rapidash, and Rapidash is going to be so good in so many neutral scenarios. But against the Mandibuzz, I'm actually not too sure if we're going to be able to win this now, because while Mega Horn is going to do some neutral damage and we have super effective Fairy Wind, they're still going to do some nice neutral damage against us as well, and it's going to be a very, very tough one. We see here the foul play connecting against us. I know that they're going to get to their next foul play a little bit faster, and I'm going to just go straight for the charge move. I don't really want to get hit by another move there. I think I could have got for a free fast move first, and this would actually would have allowed us to go for a Body Slam in time. I kind of threw the game. If I had a little bit better timing on my Rapidash, I would have been fine here. I just didn't want to risk it, and at the end of the day, it kind of lost me the battle here. So good game to the opponent. Could have won that, definitely. Next opponent, Jox here. We're going to have Annihilate. That is going to be more of a neutral matchup. It's not a bad matchup at all. I wouldn't say that. But the best thing about this matchup is that we don't have this one up against our, what's called Tyranitar at the end there. It's going to get us a shield here as well, which is going to be great. Of course, we have to use our own shield here as well against the Rage Fist, which is already boosted and would be super effective, but also the counters resisted against us, which is kind of cool. And we see the Mob Peko coming in. An interesting Pokemon for this meta. Already double weak to Charm though, the opponent there is going to be a bit of a tough one sometimes in this current meta, but we're going to be in a very good position because they go for the Aura Wheel, and I know they need 5 more fast moves to get to another Aura Wheel, exactly the amount of fast moves that I need to farm them down. And so I leave this matchup with so much energy, but of course they're also going to have a Murkrow, which I don't think is going to enjoy this Mega Horn. We're gonna see the shield coming up. We have another Mega Horn coming through because we had so much energy thanks to fully farming them down previously. And with that, we're gonna get the opponent's Annihilate Blow, but also we can showcase our Tyranitar and smack down the fighter. We are here for some fun, we are here for some BMs, we are gonna be here for trapping some Mandibuzz. But in order to trap that Mandibuzz, we have to get rid of this Claydol. Can we do this? We're going to have a Mega Horn here coming through. This is going to land straight away to knock out the opponent. In comes the Mandibuzz again, as he can reach out for another Mega Horn, doing some mega damage here against the opponent, getting him super low already, as we can even reach another Body Slam. And here you see the beauty of Rapidash. This Pokemon is so strong in this current meta, and the opponent just tries to farm up extra energy here the entire time, not knowing that the energy is going to go to waste because A, you're gonna go for a move here, but B, there's going to be a Tyranitar to soak up all the damage from you, and so Tyranitar comes in, and the opponent just decides to forfeit straight away. Sorry if you, by the way, hear some building works in the background. I can't really change it, but we're gonna take a look here now at Claydol against Claydol, which is going to be a very interesting matchup because it's going to be depending on what the opponent does. They're gonna go for the Rock Tomb in the beginning. I should have went straight for my charge move here, by the way. I think I was just distracted at this point, but it's okay. We're gonna be able to still go for another Scorching Sands afterwards. Are they going to knock us out with their Scorching Sands? Very likely. But they go for the Scorching Sands. It is not going to be enough to knock us out. Is it better for us to just go straight for the move here? Let's see. It's actually going to be a tie. We're going to end up at the same position as the opponent, which is kind of funny. But let's see what the opponent's going to do next. We're going to have here the Rapidash coming in against the Hatterene, and this is actually quite good for us because this is the matchup where we want to be in, but we have to go for the Body Slam spam. This is the only way of us winning this battle. But can we actually win this battle? Are they just going to use all their shields on their Hatterene? I hope not, because we have the Tyranitar and we have to swap out here straight away, and this is going to be so devastating because they would have had that Mandibus in the back, and I guess in hindsight, if I would have stayed in and would have got more Fairy Wind damage onto them, I actually would have been in a better spot there totally, because I would have been able to mostly survive with my Tyranitar there. But of course I couldn't know the matchup there directly as well, and I didn't know what they had in the back, where Rapidash maybe would have been able to even one-shot Pokemon with that Mega Horn. This was just very, very sad. It is alright though, because what we're going to have here next is going to be a Scorching Sands landing up against the opponent's Claydol. This is going to be an interesting matchup again. We're going to have our own Scorching Sand coming in first. This would most likely be enough to knock them out here at this point. It is not. They survive with 1 HP, but they're going to have here also the attack drop, and we see the swap out from us into the Tyranitar. This is going to be interesting. They decide to go for the foul play here straight away, and we can try our best to go for that brutal swing against the opponent, which is going to allow us now to do some solid damage against them or get the shield from the opponent. That is going to be very interesting, as we will have here the Dazzling Gleam coming through. We're going to try our best to go for the full farm down, and let's see on how things gonna go. We're going to have here now the Drapion coming in. We have the brutal swing that's going to now get fired off against the opponent, hopefully getting this shield here. It is going to get us a shield, and we're going to swap out straight into the Rapidash, which now has to take a crunch from the opponent. This is going to do a lot of damage, and they swap out here to catch us off guard. The opponent is going to go ahead and go for a charge move with a Claydol, getting rid of all of our energy. But what we still have in the back is going to be, of course, our Tyranitar, which has that brutal swing, and this is going to be enough to take down the Drapion, winning us this battle here. Next up, we're going to have the Murkrow against us. Shiny Shadow Murkrow is not going to appreciate the matchup against the Rapidash, as we will see the swap out from the opponent into the Drapion. We saw the Ice Fang coming through here already, and it's going to be a very, very tough matchup. But what we want to do here is we want to kind of try to align ourselves, and I want to leave this matchup with at least a little bit of an advantage. So I either want to have shield advantage or switch advantage, and so I can go for the double Body Slam in order to pressure those shields on the opponent's Drapion, and they have to go for another one if they want to keep the alignment. And so the Body Slam is coming through, gonna get the shield again, and now we are shields up. But not only this, we're gonna get energy now onto our Claydol, which can be quite crucial against the matchup or against that Murkrow. But they swap out now, and I want to save my Claydol still for later on, but I'm not gonna go for my energy. I'm gonna swap out straight away into the big Tyranitar, knocking out this bird with 3 hits, and let's see what they're gonna have in the back, because the other Pokemon is not going to appreciate the Brutal Swing, but also the Hatterene is not going to appreciate that either. Doing tremendous amounts of damage here against this Pokemon, we're gonna get a simultaneous KO there as well, as they're gonna swap out and knock them out and move on to the second to last battle. We will have the Drapion against us, and the Primeape is coming in next. We don't have the best answer against Primeape, but we also don't have the worst answers against Primeape. What we do have though is we have a shield advantage very soon, which I think is the best way of playing that out, because Rapidash can go toe-to-toe, going to be able to speed at the same pacing as the opponent can do here, but what we need is an advantage here because they had the energy advantage for swapping in first, and so we're gonna be able to go for the Body Slam now. I'm not too sure who wins the CMP tie here. I assume the opponent does, but we will be able to knock them out anyway as they go back into that Drapion, kind of revealing that they maybe have something in the back that doesn't want to face that Rapidash. And I hope it's not a fighter, because if it's a fighter, we're going to be in big trouble with our Tyranitar here. How is Tyranitar please going to work out against a Shadow Annihilate that's also going to be boosted with a Rage Fist? I am not too sure. It is going to be a tough matchup here, and the Rock Tomb is going to connect here, getting the attack drop onto the opponent's Annihilate. But as we will see here, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one. The Rage Fist is coming through, we're going to be able to swap on Tyranitar, and the Rapidash is going to go down here trying to catch the move, but look at the counter damage, it hurts so much. It's basically impossible to win there. Like, having counter damage onto us is so crazy. It is doing so much damage against us. But let's see here for the final battle if we're going to be able to take another victory with our Shadow Tyranitar. Scorching Sands is coming through, is allowing us to do some solid damage against the opponent. As you will see here as well, they're going to go for their own Scorching Sand first, but I'm alright with that. They can knock us out, but they don't go for that one. They go for the Rock Tomb. And this is a crucial mistake because we can still take that hit. 1 HP in a Dream, getting the KO now against the opponent, and Man Bus is going to come in again. We're going to be able to swap out here into the Tyranitar, and look what we face here for the final battle for today. It's going to be a Flying type and a Fire type against a big Smackdown user here in that Shadow Shiny Tyranitar, and we will be able to win this battle. And the best thing is, the opponent had enough here already as well. We're going to see that they decide to just forfeit by not tapping anything anymore. They had enough, and of course, as a BM move, the only logical thing here is to go for the last second Stone Edge to win this battle. This is going to be it for the showcase. Last video for the Willpower Cup. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tyranitar is a force to be reckoned with, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.